So you're talking technician time management, right? Like you said that the reason, or this guy's in your class and he was not interested at all. Tell me the story.
Well, one of the reasons why he became interested and then shook my hand after, said he would hug me if it was appropriate after, was the fact that we talked about measuring time from a different perspective that most technicians get measured, right?
Hey, huge thank you goes to Shopware for sponsoring this video. In my opinion, they are the absolute best shop management system. Lucas and I both use it at our shops, and we believe it allows us to provide our customers with a unique experience unlike anything on the market right now. If you want to see what we mean, click on the link in the description below and schedule a demo today. And now, on to the video.
So I teach a chapter called Team Time Management, which a lot of my competitors call Technician Time Management, which is, guess what? It's all the technician's fault. So when you ask a technician to use a punch card, it's got their name on it.
Right.
Oh, apparently everything on this card is my fault. I started at a very different place. I say, okay, I got 8 hours available. And I show a picture of Mario, the technician. He's a good tech, well trained, everything. And how he waits for a service advisor for 50 minutes in the morning. Gets his first job, and then later on he waits for some parts. Right. And then later on he waits for the advisor again, and then he does a job that got undersold by half the dollars, and so he only bills out $5.9 in an 8-hour day. And all of a sudden the technician's eyes light up. Well, yeah, I worked hard all day. It's the front. And so then I get talking about, well, the time card is actually to measure the service advisors and management. Right. That's what it's for. You're the technician. It's your name on the card. You're the secretary. That's all I need you for. Right. Because as technicians, you guys are all about faster and better.
Yeah. That's their mindset.
That's their mindset, right? Yeah. You know, we could talk about all the reasons why that mindset is. Part of it is I got to take my kid to hockey practice tonight, and I got to get all the cars done, so there's got to be a faster way.
Right, yeah.
So when a technician and a team understands that we're measuring the front, all of a sudden they're very happy to punch the time card. Right? Now they're involved in the results of what's going on, and they can give feedback back. You know, they could come back to the advisor. You know, let's say, for example, they've done a brake inspection. Right. And they see that the calipers are absolutely seized. Yeah. They can reply to this technician, to the advisor, and say, it needs this, this, and that. Please add half an hour for caliper service. Right. So now the service advisor can actually do the estimate with the added half hour on it, present it without having to call the customer back. Exactly. Now the technician can actually just do the whole job properly the way they want to do it, right? Right. So measuring time the appropriate way without pointing the finger at the tech all of a sudden opens up huge opportunities for discussion. Right. For how to improve that. Which then leads to the other number that we were chatting about, which is, I call it build hours per technician per day. Right. A lot of businesses measure sold hours, which is time, right? So let's go to sold hours first. So Lucas, you're my technician. I give you a half an hour for an oil change. Okay. I give you a half an hour for a brake inspection. I give you 2 hours to do the brake job, right? Right. Well, the half hour for the oil change, I only charged out $15. Right. The brake job, I didn't charge any. The brake inspection, I didn't charge anything because I haven't learned how to do that yet. Right. And I charged out the $2 for the brake job. So the first part of your day, we got $15 for an hour. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So sold time is a good number for the technician. They need to know the time that they've been assigned to do the job in. Right. Build time is actually the dollar value. Right. Of that time in dollars. So how you calculate it, everybody who's listening, is that you take your total labor sales, and I'll get to the other part in a second. Right. Total labor sales, you divide it by your labor rate, and that gives you your build hours. It takes everything into account. All your menu priced items, your oil changes, your giveaways, everything's in there. Right. Divide that by the number of days open, divide that by your techs, and now you know your number. So then you can circle back and go, well, how much menu price stuff did I do? How many discounts did I do? Why didn't I charge for that brake inspection? You can, through deductive reasoning, determine why your business is broken. Exactly. Just like fixing a car. And it doesn't. And again, it's not beating up the tech because the technician is actually doing what they have been asked to do. Right. Right. Whereas most of the industry is beating up the tech why they only build out 5 hours in an 8-hour day. The technician's confused because they worked all day. They busted their knuckles. We talk about that all the time. Right. And they're wondering, like, why in the world? Now, the other thing that we need to talk about that, and I got to give credit where credit is due. So this fantastic guy named Mark owns a shop in Edmonton. May or may not be hearing this. He changed his words from labor to service. He said, Murray, labor is negative. The consumer sees labor as this heavy charge, right? I've changed everything to service. My service rate, his whole software program does not have the word labor in it. It all says service. And then I have taken that. Mark gives me ideas, and then I take and run with them. And we really work together well. And I said, so when an accountant serves you, whose best interest do they have at heart? They have your best interest.
Yeah.
When an engineer serves you, whose best interest do they have at heart? You've hired them to serve you. An accountant, a lawyer, a doctor, a dentist.
Of course.
Do we still pay all those professionals?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we pay them for services rendered.
Right.
So as a shop owner, we're going to provide service,
Right.
and we're going to charge a service rate.
Yeah.
And that changes the perspective of the consumer of the negativity away from labor.
I agree.
So
That's really neat. Thank you for sharing that.
All right.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got 'em picking up the pieces.